Coming to you from the Sports Interaction Studio, this is the Slice Tennis Podcast hosted by Stephen Boughton and JP Hovey, the representatives, the diplomats from Canada and the United States, coming to you live every single week around this same time, talking about all of the biggest and best tennis headlines that happened in the previous week. So if you love tennis, if you love staying up to date, this is the place to be, and we are glad that you are here. Please subscribe while you're here. If you're not subscribed, we appreciate every single person that presses that button. And the tennis season is pretty much over. It is over. We just finished the ATP Finals. We're going to dive into that and the seasons of the top 8 players who are playing in the ATP Finals.
Yes.
And it's going to be great. And next week, Steve and I were talking before the show. We might have one of the greatest Slice episodes coming to you guys next week. We are going to do an award show, fully suited, fully prepared, with some categories that you probably have never seen given out in the tennis season before. So stay tuned next week. Make sure to tell a friend, and everybody come forward because it's going to be awesome. The players will see it. They'll be honored to receive these awards as well. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Steven just celebrated a birthday. He might not remember his weekend because of how much of a movie it was, but I'll let him tell you all about it.
Yes, 31 years old now. Feels good. Had a great weekend. We were up on the coast of Canada, Justin Trudeau's favorite vacation destination, Tofino, British Columbia. We were there with my in-laws and in-law family, and I went surfing. I blew out one candle, hung out with the family. It was awesome. Got some surf. I got caught. I hadn't surfed in like literally a year. Like the last year we went in November, to the same place. That was the last time we'd surfed. So like I was paddling out there the first night. I was like, oh my, like so
dying,
dead. Just like people don't like. Maybe people do realize this, but anyone who's surfed realizes it's like probably the craziest workout you can do.
Dude.
Like,
I've only tried it one time, and I was not worried about the paddle aspect of it at all going into it. And then immediately I was very concerned about the paddling aspect because like I cannot get past this break. And God forbid I do catch a wave and have to go do this again.
oh, I know, dude. And that feeling doesn't really go away. Like when I've surfed like bigger waves and stuff. You're like, if I get caught inside here or like get pushed in, like I got to come back out. Like I do not want to do that. Because it's like running,
did you
but
rip it though?
Sorry?
Did you rip it?
Well, then the second one I got out there, I caught a few good little waves. Would not consider it ripping it, but definitely got the juices going again. So I'm gonna try and go. You can surf like an hour from where we live here in Victoria.
Okay.
So I will try this winter more. Maybe bring Shep out to the beach or some awesome beaches. So when you sit and come visit, we'll take you to some amazing. It's like because it's different.
You can be our surf teacher too. Both of us are like desperate to learn how to surf.
Yeah, I know a great spot for that, honestly, near Victoria. And yeah, it's like very like the beaches out here, you're like on the edge, you feel like you're on the edge of the earth. Like literally if you just took a straight boat, I mean, it's kind of like California, but like
right.
This feels more wild than California because it's definitely like Pacific Northwest and cold and like there's not very many people and there's cougars in the forest and stuff and
so sick.
If you just take a boat straight out, you're hitting Japan in like a couple days.
We could surf and then just go roll to Japan.
Eat some sushi. We got amazing sushi here. You can probably imagine how good the sushi is in Victoria when it's like cold water, just pulling it straight out of the water, cooking it up.
Don't even get me started.
I know. I'm gonna make you hungry at 7:30 a.m.
For real, I need it.
Anyways, that was pretty much my week. Was hanging out, chilling out, and yeah. How was your week?
Before I say mine, did you get any fun gifts?
What did I get? I got a nice vest, a nice puff vest. And I think that's it. I'm forgetting something.
I have an idea actually for your next Instagram post on your personal page.
Yes,
because I feel like you would have good ones, and I personally.
Which is long overdue, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's long overdue, and I always love when people do these because I always scroll through them. But when people do like 30 things I learned in my 30 years, I think you'd have some good ones.
76 things I've learned. Yeah, 30 things. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I would have some good ones. I gotta write more. That's my goal. I gotta write more. 31 things I've learned. Yeah, good times though. How was I want to ask about it because it's just the storyline of your life right now just doesn't get better. I legit I don't want to steal any of your thunder, but there was a point on the weekend whenever the Gamecocks game was that I looked at X and I saw that it was like 31-3 or whatever the score was.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't want to say that I jinxed this, but I had a feeling where I was like, this is good. I'm happy for JP. Because I know maybe the season's over, but I'm happy you're gonna get this one win against this big team. That's amazing. What
Dude,
happened?
it's trust me, it's not just you. If you could see my iMessage, you would just see like I kid you not, probably 15 unopened messages of people either sending me the eyes emoji during the game or why not the Gamecocks or this is finally the week. And every single time it comes through, I just shake my head and I'm just like, guys, this game is the furthest thing from over. And they start pulling up all the stats on the TV. Teams are 0 and 256 when down by 27 points at halftime in the SEC. No team has ever come back at this amount of deficit at home in SEC play. Never has happened before. All right, well, that's because the Gamecocks were not involved before. And dude, nothing. Oh my God, nothing pisses me off more. I'm glad you didn't text me because every single person that texts me, I get so mad. I'm like, guys, like, how do y'all not understand?
I'm not doing that. That's crazy behavior to text someone like you halfway through that game, or in the second quarter.
Bro. And then somebody texted me when there's 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they were like, sorry, man, you don't deserve this. I'm like, the game is not over.
Dude,
And it's just
like, try to describe the pain for the viewers.
like, it would pretty much be if you have a son and you do everything you possibly can for your son. And then one day, child services comes in and says, we're taking your son from you. And you're like, wait a second. I gave everything to him. I stayed up late to watch games. I poured in to the things that he might not even appreciate. I did it all, and you're still taking him from me. That's not right. And you fight for it. That's what it's like being a Gamecock fan. It's like having your kid taken from you.
That is an insane comparison, but we'll allow it. You're still grieving. You're still grieving. We get that. That is truly like what was the score? It was 31-3?
30-3.
30-3. And then they won 31-30.
Yeah.
So it's just like how like you got to be sick watching their home field advantage have the best day ever.
Right.
Because
It was the exact equivalent, say, like if a guy in tennis at a Grand Slam goes up 2 sets and then he starts playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And then
they couldn't even get a field goal. Hey,
offensive play calling just got shot. Got like our quarterback, he just started to lack some confidence as that second half started to go on. And once the confidence is gone, it's in a stadium. Texas A&M is one of the biggest stadiums in the country.
Right.
It's like 120,000 people.
The messed up thing is, Carson Branstein is cheering against you. So
I know. And Vachereau, like there's A&M guys all over the tour.
Chiefers. A&M's got their fingerprints all over this sport.
Yeah. So that was tough. And the last thing I'll say on it is hilarious because now like people in Gamecock Nation, they come to my page for this post-game photo of me and Beamer on the bench or
awesome.
My sad post with the comments. But I think the most heartbreaking part is Connor Shaw. He was our best quarterback in school history. He never lost at home. He went 11-2 every year as a starter. The glory years of Gamecock football. Me and him have developed a little bit of a relationship. And so whenever I see his comment, like he commented under my photo, he just says brutal. And I'm like, man, my king is here in the comments feeling the same pain. Like he did not give everything he had to this program for 4 years for us to be doing this right now.
Dude, it will feel so much better when you guys do get that breakthrough.
I told everybody on the weekend, I said, I promise you this. I'm a respectful fan. I never dog on like my friends that lose and things like that because I know it the most. But when we win, and God, I hope I'm alive when it happens, I will be the most insufferable fan that year,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna feel bad about it at
Yes.
all.
Yes. I would,
Um,
yes, that's the best. You wouldn't want to be around JP for weeks after that. Well, I
right.
would, but like,
Yeah.
if you were a South Carolina hater,
If you're an op.
yeah.
So that will be
If you're a plant,
I'll be putting my futures bet in on South Carolina winning the national championship next year. We also have a futures bet for you guys in
let's
our
go.
best bet of the day presented by Sports Interaction Sportsbook and Casino.
Mhm.
Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook. There's extensive betting options, serve by serve live betting, player props,
Mhm.
futures, same game parlays, easy deposits and payouts, lightning fast, interact, e-transfer, and other top payment options. And it is a trusted Canadian brand since 1997. We don't really have a tournament to look at for you guys the
Oh,
rest of this year. Well, I guess till the very end of December. So we're going to look even more into the future. Steven, what do you see in your crystal ball?
well, we just had an amazing ATP Finals final between Alcaraz and Sinner, which we will get to. Um, but after that, in the wake of that, after Sinner beats Alcaraz in that, we look ahead to the Australian Open and the futures play there. As you can imagine, those two guys are the top odds favorites to win, of course. But it is amazing the odds that they have to win. If you picked Jannik Sinner pre-tournament to win the Australian Open, you would only double your money. He is plus 100 on Sports Interaction to win the Australian Open, with Alcaraz at plus 150 to win behind him. And then the next most likely person is Djokovic plus 800, then Zverev plus 1200, Medvedev plus 16, Draper 2000, Fritz 2200. And I'm trying to go down this list and look for my guy Felix Auger-Aliassime because
Crazy, he's not on there yet.
I think they're forgetting that he finished number 5 in the world. Draper 2000, Fritz 2200, Shelton 2500, Fonseca 2500, Demon Hour 3300, Mensick 3300. You know where they got my boy?
Where?
Plus 4000.
Steven, what surface is the Australian Open played on?
That's a quick fast court, hard court,
What surface is the US Open played on?
hard court.
Who was in the semifinals of the US Open this year?
Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Interesting.
4000 plus 4000. So $5 becomes what, like 200?
$5 becomes probably my whole meal budget for the next 3 months.
Crazy town, because when Felix starts making quarters, semis, that cash out is looking nice too.
Oh yeah,
I
that's the game within the game.
That's the game within the game. People think you're doing all these crazy bets. Like you're not. Like no, it's just you got to hedge. You hedge. You take money off the table, or you don't. But anyways, I thought those were some pretty crazy odds. Sinner plus 100, Alcaraz plus 150, and they're the big dogs on tour right now. It's undeniable.
I'm gonna try maybe next week or week after, go back and look at what the odds were back when the big three were playing, going into tournaments. Because I'll be curious to see like what Federer was at Wimbledon or Nadal at the French Open.
I would think it's similar. I would think it's similar for sure.
Nadal's probably minus 500.
Yeah, they're like unavailable to bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But if you're looking for some value, I think that is the play, the Felix cash out. Because you're right, he's going to be making the quarters and semis of tons of tournaments, and if they want to slap a plus 4,000 on him, be my guest.
I just love the disrespect. It's great being Canadian. You get to have that underdog mentality. Being a Gamecock fan, you get to have that underdog, long-suffering mentality.
Yeah.
The audacity to put Jakub Mensick, Demon Hour, who I think Auger-Aliassime has beaten twice, or I don't think he played him at the thing. But anyways, he doesn't have a serve. I'm sorry, he's not winning a major.
Right.
Fonseca, who's 19, Shelton, who Felix just beat, Fritz, who Felix just beat, Draper, who doesn't have an arm. I'm out on these guys.
Boom, hey. But that
Let the
is the
haters
best
hate.
bet. We're also out of the best bet of the day. That is the best bet of the day. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, serving more ways to bet with real-time odds on every point, set, and match. Go to sportsinteraction.com/the slice to open an account. Ontario only, 19 and up. Please play responsibly. Steven, the next question I have for you. What in the world did we just watch over the weekend at the ATP Finals?
I
In our
really
last
don't know anymore. It's like you're watching a video game. It's like you're watching tennis sped up, but they don't really miss. And the rally quality that we're just accustomed to watching now between Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz is really just silly. I do think if you go back 5-10 years in the Big Three era and you imagine tennis like this, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't think to yourself, there's better tennis to be played within the next decade than maybe we ever saw in the Big Three era. And the speed and athleticism and the heaviness that these guys hit the ball with while still having all of the touch, better drop shots than we've ever seen. Everything. They literally have it all. Is truly mind blowing. I can't believe it. What about you?
I can't believe it either. When I'm watching their points with each other, I'm forgetting to breathe because I feel like I can't breathe, and if I breathe, I'm going to miss something.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever felt that between two players because the speed is insane. And if I could just get on my knees and say thank you to the person that decided to use the camera angle that they used at the ATP Finals,
Yes.
I would sit down in all of my days and praise that person. Every Sunday before I go to church, I'll start by saying, God, thank you for the person that made this decision to give us this camera angle. Because it elevates everything that much more and shows the fans the speed way better than you normally get to see throughout the year at other tournaments.
Yeah.
It's the greatest camera angle.
There's something about the normal camera angle that makes fans think that they could play. I think with these
It
guys or
100%.
something, they're like, I think it makes it look way slower than it actually is. And then that ATP Finals camera angle makes it you feel sick. You're like, I wouldn't. I physically couldn't even just like play the whole match. Like I just couldn't run like that because Sinner and Alcaraz are both just so on a quick hard court too. Or I don't even know if it was that quick. Apparently,
Yeah.
he slowed it down. I saw the memes. They're like he slowed it down
Yeah.
just for me, or just for Sinner or Alcaraz to beat me. But like, yeah, that watching from that camera angle, you truly appreciate how alien these guys are.
Dude, and after Sinner's last loss to Alcaraz, he said that he wanted to work on being more creative in his game. Do you feel like you saw it in this match?
Yeah, I mean, I did. Yeah,
I agree.
he was still probably the more reactionary player to Alcaraz, but that's fair because Alcaraz is coming forward more often. But the times that Alcaraz did come forward, Sinner hit a few amazing lobs in that match that he won. That helped him win big points.
It almost felt like the difference. The lobs felt like the difference. Alcaraz could not lob Sinner, and Sinner could lob Alcaraz.
There was one lob that I saw that Alcaraz tried where he should have just gone down the line and passed him, and he's but Sinner's like 6'3" and just like he's in Italy, so he probably has a little bit of an extra boost when it comes to like the double tap jump. But yeah, so like Sinner looks super comfortable finishing volleys at the net or hitting the lobs or retrieving lobs and hitting smash. So yeah, he's that's what that's what these guys do. They like say, I need to get better at this thing, and then they go and morph and get even better than they already were. Which if you go back to Wimbledon or the French Open, we're watching like arguably the craziest tennis match ever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, they've both gotten better since then.
So much better. And when does it end? Probably
And they
not.
probably still got room to go.
So much room to grow. They have probably 5 more years of just continuing to do this.
Scary.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I will forever just be in awe when Alcaraz will hit, I mean, both of them, but when they hit these almost dead sprint forehands,
Yeah.
either ripping it down the line or going back across court somehow, and not lacking any power. Like other guys just do not hit this shot on tour, and both of them are hitting it back to
Yeah,
each other. Like that point, every match before theirs, they're winning points off of that shot before the one that gets hit full speed cross court. But
yeah,
they both get to those.
yeah. And I I think both of them they hit forehands hard enough where if they're swinging hard enough at their forehand, it almost like stops the point. Like the other guy's frozen, and it's like
Right.
this is just a winner. It's either going down the line or cross court because he's hit it. He's hitting it so hard that the other guys can't move.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can both do that against each other, where they're both such insane movers, is crazy. But I did notice that in the highlights. It was like you can just tell when he's about like this guy's. I'm about to end the point. It's either going to be a miss or a winner. But
Right.
wherever I'm hitting this in the court, you can't touch it. And both of them
Dude.
do it to each other, and they're almost like just have to. They like admit that it's like okay, you got to the point. It's like when the guy's like in the UFC slow mo, you're like the guy's left his chin open. It's like just finish it.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. What was I gonna say? Man, I'm losing my train of thought.
We're just sitting here glazing the best level ever of these two guys, and it is great.
That's what it was. Because even when you watch the match and then you watch the match highlights, Sinner had plenty of highlights. But most matches Alcaraz is in, if you were just to go watch the highlights and you couldn't see the score in the bottom, you would think that he won.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because he just has so many ridiculous plays that I would love for them to do that. Like play the highlights of the match between Sinner and Alcaraz.
Yeah.
Don't film it. Don't let anybody watch it before. Here's the highlights. Who do you think won?
Yeah. 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 No, it's crazy. And the cool thing is like Alcaraz has improved his game on the hard court and then on the indoor. Like he historically hasn't had a great indoor season. And he had a great one. He made the finals of the ATP finals. And I guess if you just look big picture, like, well, yeah. So he made the finals of the ATP finals. He moved incredibly well. It felt like even though Sinner played a great match, Alcaraz had moments. Like he had set point in the first set, and he was up a break in the second set. So he could have won that match. And yeah, it's like the continual improvement we talked about. Like Alcaraz catching Sinner's level on a fast hard court. He beat him at the US Open. That was already the big question. The next one's going to be the Australian Open, like we're talking about. But I felt like this was Sinner. I was going to say Sinner winning this was a great cap to their rivalry for the year end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And it's perfect setup for the Australian Open.
For sure. And I wonder if because what's their Sinner, like if Alcaraz had won this, let's put it that way.
Think he would lead 11-6 in the head-to-head.
Yes, not good. 11-5.
11-5. Yeah.
And it would have been like again, if he had won, it would have been just an insane. It would have been 8 out of the last 9 matches for Alcaraz,
and a couple on the court that favors Sinner more than Alcaraz.
Yeah, exactly. So Sinner winning this was, I think, very important for the rivalry, and you could see that when Sinner fell to the ground after it. Super tight 2-set match, but I thought it was fitting that Alcaraz ends the year as year-end number 1 because he truly was the number 1 player this year, especially with Sinner having to sit out for 3 months. But then Sinner winning the ATP Finals again shows that he's right there. He's still the best player on a fast hard court, but it's this close now. And going into 2026, yeah, the rivalry couldn't be in a better place. I think 2025 rivalry for these two guys just went to an astronomical level, especially from the French Open final. Right. So yeah, we are #blessed.
We're in the good old days.
We're in the good old days for sure.
I love it. Should we get into the seasons of all the guys that were there in Turin?
Yes, let's do that because I think that's interesting because these are the big. I mean, it's crazy because you look at these top 8 guys and there's some big names not in that top 8, right? Like 3 or 4 years ago, there's a few names there that are missing, and I think those guys could get back to it. But yeah, for now, let's roll through the top 8.
But before we even start, do we want to start at the top or the bottom?
I was just thinking that. I was trying to decide. What do you think?
Maybe we start at the bottom.
Okay, let's do it. So
And outside of even that person, I just have, I guess it's a great play, but also it's just bothering me watching it. Jack Draper. I know we're not going to talk about him, but the hat in the picture on the ATP website.
uh,
If you're Viore, you love it.
oh yeah.
If you're just somebody that's scrolling, it's like this one. You're like, who is this guy? You can't tell.
This looks like a video game like player.
Exactly. It's like I'm playing skate and I just made a skater, and this is what he turned out to be.
Not good.
All
That's
right.
funny. But yeah, we'll start with the top 8, just to confirm. At the end of the year, Carlos Alcaraz 1, Sinner number 2, Zverev number 3, Djokovic 4, Felix Auger-Aliassime 5. Wow. Fritz 6, De Minaur 7, Lorenzo Musetti 8. Ben Shelton dropped out to 9, just to put it in context. Dropped 4 spots this week to 9.
Boom. So we start with Shelton, or I guess Musetti.
Let's start with Shelton, the honorable mention, because I think it's important for the American fans, and I do think he's going to be a pivotal player over the next few years in our sport.
For sure. This year, his win-loss record 40-24. He won 1 title, and that title was his first Masters 1000 title.
Yeah, big time
in Canada.
Yeah,
4.6 milli prize money. Great for a 23-year-old in America.
Yeah, not bad.
What do we think? What did you make of his year? I mean, overall, it's a positive year for Ben Shelton. It didn't end great in the ATP Finals, didn't win matches, but if you're Ben Shelton, this is the highest you've ever finished, and you got to be feeling good going into the next season.
Oh, absolutely. And he took a serious step forward this year. He took winning Toronto around that time. He looked in some ways like the 3rd best player in the world. We were talking about that. So he took a step forward for sure in his baseline play, in his shot tolerance, potentially on his receiving. Obviously his serving and his weapons have been, always a strength, but he became a much more complete player in 2025, and set up for a great 2026, I think. Maybe slow down a bit at the end of the year. I think he is going to have to manage his physicality going forward, and he's such an explosive player that he can't be getting hurt all the time. He's got to think. I think him and his team got to think like none of the best players of all time look like him.
Right.
Like he's more of a physical beast. So you got to be able to go long. You got to be able to have endurance and play the long game physically. So, I hope they can master that. But great year for Ben Shelton in general.
Tons of quarterfinals, tons of semifinals. And in those quarters and semis, there's a handful of losses to Alcaraz and Sinner. I think what he needs next year is he's going to need a big U.S. Open performance.
Yeah.
So where he can get the full momentum, the full media momentum behind him in the U.S. to kind of propel him into tennis stardom, to be a guy that just a casual American sports fan knows and recognizes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because the crazy thing is he's made the semis before there, right? I think.
Yeah.
But that was before, when he was playing Djokovic there, I was like, he has no chance.
Right.
But now, at his level now, when he's making 4th round, quarters, semis, the hype would be crazy.
Exactly.
Because I do feel like he's, out of anyone since Andy Roddick, he's probably the guy that has the most ability to win.
Yeah.
And, that seems kind of crazy because Fritz was literally in the final 2 years ago. But it still felt like he was a long way away from winning.
Something about that feel.
That is not a good feeling. But Ben Shelton's, he's the truth for America, I think. So we'll see. Big 2026 ahead, I think.
Yeah, big 2026. Another guy that, towards the end of the year, not a lot of headlines favored him because of what was going on in the Asian swing. But amazing year. Lorenzo Musetti finishes at number 8. Interesting here. Remember, this is per the ATP Tour website. I'm not making this up. 0 titles for Musetti this year.
Wow. Yeah.
$4.6 million, but 0 titles, and he was 45-22 on the
Yeah.
year. That's shocking. No finals.
That is shocking. No titles. He just consistent. That's how, it shows he had an amazing clay swing, I think, if we remember that correctly. So he went to Monte Carlo and lost in the final to Alcaraz, beat Demonauer, Tsitsipas, Berrettini, Lehechka. Thanks for coming, boys. Then he makes the semifinals the next week or a couple weeks later in Madrid, beats Tsitsipas, Demonauer again, beats them both weeks. He's like, I'm the new Clay, Prince of Clay. Loses in the semifinals to Jack Draper, which I would think he would love to have that match back.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Rome literally the next week and makes the semifinals. He beat Virtanen, Nakashima, Medvedev, Zverev, lost to Alcaraz in the semifinals. He was the second best clay player outside of Alcaraz easily. Because then he went the next week to Roland Garros and won and made it to the semifinals again after beating Runa and Tiafoe, and then he lost and retired against Alcaraz. But incredible clay swing, like the amount of points he got there, just in my head, that's 1,200, that's 1,600, that's 650, that's 2,250. That's 2,250 points, I think, just on the clay for Musetti. So that's his best surface. But even in the rest of the year, he put out some great results, I believe. Actually not too many actually big results outside of that, to be honest. But
yeah, right after the clay court, it seems the U.S. Open made it to
quarterfinals. Yeah,
made it to the final in Chengdu.
but that shows like there is a lot of clay court tennis on tour, and he's one of the best players for sure. And he lost first round of Wimbledon. He lost early out of the tournaments. If he had done better at those tournaments, he could have been even higher. So yeah, he's an amazing player, amazing guy, fun to watch. I'm so glad someone like him, one-handed backhand, is part of the top players on tour.
Right.
So yeah, incredible year for him. I think what's his career high ranking?
6 is his career high.
And was that this year?
Yeah, it was back in June. So right after
the clay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
for him, and I feel like he's a guy I know, like me personally, it's like I forget that he's 23.
Totally. That is crazy.
It's
He's 23.
Nuts. Yeah.
Oh, he is 23. That is crazy.
So he's gonna be. I think this next year could be a massive year for him.
Yeah. Well, it's just like he's got like 10 years of prime tennis ahead of him.
Yeah. Love it. Next one, Alex de Minaur. We see him here. Just I feel like so every year he's going to be in this mix. And I just don't know if he's going to crack. I hope for his sake he can crack that top 5 one day, but maybe he has. No, career high number 6, but finishes the year number 7, 56-24 win-loss record, 1 title, and $5.1 million prize money.
5.1 milli. But I share your sentiment. There was something on X that I posted about Gil. I saw Gil Gross posted. He had lost an insane amount of matches to top 10 guys.
Oh yeah,
in a row. And yeah, it does. And he's talked about this, how frustrating it is for him to feel like he's reached his capacity and his serve is holding him back from winning these big matches. Like he talked about it after losing to Felix at the US Open. Because everyone marvels at him being probably the fastest or most best court coverage player on tour, but you have to have the forehand and the serve to reach the heights of the ATP Tour, and he's at the top of the game. But I do have the feeling, and maybe you share this, that he can't rely on those shots to help him win matches that are tight against the best players.
Right. It's not a viable weapon to use to get somebody off the court. And if you don't have the weapon, it's only so much damage you can do.
Yeah, the serve definitely is not, and that's a problem. He can time the forehand well enough to hit it big enough to do damage and win, but it's like it's more reliant on like timing and court positioning than just mechanics and just pure firepower in that arm, which
Yeah.
is a disadvantage.
It's brutal for him, man. I know I'm scrolling through his year, and he really does just, for the most part, only lose to good players.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, that'll make you a lot of money. He's
exactly.
21 million career prize money.
He makes millies just being consistent, only losing to really good guys.
So, shout out Alex DeMonar.
Yeah.
Next
Shout out to
guy we
Demon.
got Taylor Fritz, finishes at number 6, 28 years of age. He was 53-23 this year, took home 2 titles, and also took home 5.4 million in the prize money. And this was his career high ranking was number 4. That was back in November of 2024. He finishes this year at number 6. So great year for Fritz. Tons of good results for Fritz.
Yeah. Another great year. I would guess that he's probably like feels a little underwhelmed. Like he would have liked to take another step. It doesn't feel like he took a step this year.
Yeah.
After being ranked number 4 in the world last year at some point, and U.S. Open Finals 2024. Didn't get back there. When did he lose in the U.S. Open Finals this year?
He lost quarterfinals to Djokovic.
Right. That to me, that's a tough loss.
Yeah, I mean that hurts because you can't ask for a better. If you're in the U.S. Open tournament, you do, and it sounds crazy, but you'd want Djokovic in the quarters over the other 3 or the other 2.
He had the best draw possible, and it was his time to take that step. And I'm kind of sick for him. Like he just did not take that step.
Right. I feel like he would feel so much better about his year if he finished at number 5 instead of number 6, which it sounds crazy because it's only one spot away from each other, but top 5 means something.
Yeah, or if you just like lost to Alcaraz in the semifinals of the U.S. Open instead of the quarterfinals to Djokovic, I think you'd be like, yeah, I'm not on Sinner Alcaraz's level, but I'm like the next guy. But
yeah,
you're losing a 38-year-old Novak Djokovic, 38-year-old part-time player Novak Djokovic.
Right.
At home, that's a tough one. But I think outside of that, he's really losing to. He also lost to Shelton in Canada.
Yeah,
that can't feel good.
Mensik in Miami. Nobody was touching Mensik that week, anyways. But still, just hurts.
Alcaraz in the semis at Wimbledon, so like he does lose to Alcaraz and Sinner like a ton. But
yeah,
because you want to be that guy where you're like, I only lose to those 2 guys. But not quite true in 2025. But obviously, good year in general.
Yeah,
the fact that he's kind of like now perennial top 10 is good.
Right.
And,
mainstay for sure. Career earnings 28 mil. Well done. And he's playing in the a Celebrity World Series of Poker event this weekend. Yeah, this week.
He's a poker player.
I guess so. I didn't know that until I saw the graphic today.
Damn. Good for him.
All right. Now.
All right.
This is the one you've been waiting on. Number 5. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you take this one.
Coming in at number 5. A kid from Canada. A kid from Montreal. Felix Auger-Aliassime, top 5. Did you think you would hear us say that at the beginning of the year? No, you didn't. Be honest with yourself. No, you didn't. A lot of you did not believe. I'm not even saying I believed. I thought he would be ranked higher than he was, and he is. But I didn't think top 5. Like, top 5? Like, there's only 4 players ahead of you, and 2 of them are Sinner and Alcaraz. One of them's the GOAT, and he's almost retired. Like, Felix being top 5 is crazy, and we're going to recap this. But yeah, 50 wins, 24 losses on the year, 3 titles, 5.228 milli in on-court earnings. Just to completely, full circle, revived his career from 3 years ago where he was top 10, and at the ATP Finals, he snuck into the ATP Finals this year, won some big matches, beat Shelton, and who else? Zverev again.
Yep.
And lost to Sinner and Alcaraz. Lost to both of them at the ATP Finals. He says, yeah, but I'm right there.
He's there, man.
His record, I believe, was, I gotta get this right. I think it was 17-5 since the beginning of the U.S. Open, which is nuts. 17-6, I think, actually, including the loss to Alcaraz at the end. But finals, Paris.
Yep.
ATP Finals. Wins Brussels.
Yep.
Quarterfinals, Shanghai losing to Rinderknech. We'd like that one back. Semifinals of the U.S. Open. There's lots of points, lots of wins. Felix Auger-Aliassime in 2025 refound the dog in him.
Yep.
He regained his belief in his game. And the craziest part is, I think he is further away from his potential than probably anyone else in that top 8 group.
Yeah. I love that. And the number one thing that Felix needs next year, obviously he's got to maintain this level that he finished this year, but that Masters tournament in Canada,
yes,
we need a good result. We need it. Everything else is there all year, but that's the tournament. That's the tournament we're circling.
Yeah, because it's like there'll be a different vibe this year. Like next year going in, I'm just speaking into existence. Like this year, he was having a tough year. He had a tough few years. Him and Dennis hadn't done well at the home tournament for a long time. But Felix coming next year to Montreal for the men, hometown for him. And yeah, he's always struggled playing at home because of the pressure. But that self-belief that he's proven since Canada. He went from Canada to Cincinnati, played a little better.
Right.
US Open, made semis. And now just the style that he plays, like literally just confidently playing against Sinner or Alcaraz on a hard court, being like, yeah, I'm right here, is amazing. So yeah, if he can do well in Canada, that's the next level. And then, let's just see what he can do. I feel like he can almost beat anyone at this point because he's got that belief. When he doesn't have the belief, it shows how important that is at the ATP level. You got a guy of his physical ability, his skill. And earlier this year, he's losing from 2 sets to love up multiple times, so many times in the last few years. It has nothing to do with his game or like his skill. Like that's all mental. And I think that's why I kept belief in him.
Right.
Throughout these years and kind of wasn't dunking on him when other people were, because, if you don't have the game, you don't have the game. But like it was truly mental for the last year. And I think, when we talk to him in the next few weeks, which I'm sure we will, I think he would say that. And it's a reminder, right? People think people have this natural ability to just be better than everyone else. And, definitely some players have that ceiling. But if Sinner or Alcaraz got really insecure and really stopped believing themselves, they would struggle on the tour.
Right.
They would. And we've seen it. We've seen it with Alcaraz for sure. So yeah, anyways, amazing year for Felix. So good to see our guy do well. Hey,
perfect year for him. Excited for next year. Next one up, we got Novak Djokovic, the OG on the tour, 38 years of age, played 20 tournaments. He was 39-11, took home 2 titles, also took home $5.1 million. He's closing in on that $200 million career earnings. He's at $191 million right now. So he needs a $9 million year. If he maintains this pace up until the Olympics, he's going to be a $200 million man.
Yeah. That is, I'm just counting it. Okay. Yeah. I was just counting up. I think, did you say he played 20 events? I just counted. I think he only played 13.
Oh, dang. So they, before everybody jumps on my head, if you go to the rankings on the ATP website, it says tournaments played, and it has 20 for him.
Yeah. Weird. That is they did you wrong.
They did me dirty. ATP.
Because to me, that doesn't sound right. Because he barely played.
Right. According to the rankings, it says he actually played more tournaments than Alcaraz and Sinner.
Yeah,
which Sinner, obviously he missed some months, but
yeah. So I just did a quick scrolling count. It looked like he had played 13 tournaments in 2025, which sounds about right. and the craziest part is that he's finishing number 4 in the
Yeah.
world, playing 13 tournaments. Whereas Felix, I'm not going to go physically count because now we know we can't rely on the ATP Tour
Right.
list
Can't.
of tournaments played. They just did JP dirty. Like I think Felix played like 25. Like in reality, I think that's a number that's a lot of tournaments, but
Yeah.
that's literally 12 more tournaments than Djokovic. But Djokovic finished higher.
Crazy. And still, like, still beats good player. He just doesn't beat Alcaraz and Sinner.
At the majors.
Yeah. Beats
Although he
Musetti
did.
in a
He beat,
final.
yeah.
Beats Fritz at a major.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy. And he beat Alcaraz at the Australian Open, which feels like a lifetime ago. But
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic is, I said, like his longevity will be studied for generations.
I hope he carries that flag at the Olympics.
Yeah, 2028. He has announced last week on the show we were talking about him, and I don't think we saw that until after the show. But he has announced or said that he would like to play the 2028 LA Olympics, which is nuts.
Yeah. I'll have to go kind of quick through these ones because I got to leave here soon.
Yes.
Zverev, probably a name people could be shocked to see at number 3 at the year end.
Yeah.
He's been in a ton of headlines this year for all different kinds of reasons, whether he's playing well, whether he's not showing up at some of these certain tournaments, frustrations, but finishes number 3, 55-25, 1 title, and $5.9 million for Alexander Zverev.
He gets a ton of the hate, but he has been, and it seemed like the good thing for him, I guess, is he's number 3 in the world, and it seems like he had a pretty bad year at some parts.
Right.
Like, so Australian Open final, he's got more in him. I know. He's got to play more. He's got to be more brave in a lot of ways.
Biggest letdown for him was for sure Wimbledon. He's got to get that one back. He lost to Rinderknech in the first round. So
yeah.
Then we talked a lot about these guys earlier. Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner actually made the most money on tour. He was 57-6 in a year, and then he won 6 titles.
Yeah.
What a year.
What a year.
Didn't play for 3 months of it.
Didn't play for 3 months, 6 losses. I'm guessing 4 of those were to Alcaraz.
That's a great question.
1,
actually.
2, 3, 4. That's right. Great guess, Steven. Good job. 4 losses to Alcaraz, 1 to Bublik,
and then retired versus Griekspoor.
So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks to everyone for coming out. I only lose to Alcaraz, Bublik, and myself.
That is nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
And then
I was gonna say Alcaraz. Yeah, number 1.
Boom. Got to 70 match wins, 70-9, 8 titles, $18.8 million. Let's see. He had 9 losses. He lost to Nori at Paris. He lost to let's see. Scroll. Center. Runa in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Goffin in Miami, and Draper at Indian Wells. And Lehechka at Doha.
Yeah, and he had a bad start to the year. Like
Djokovic.
Most of those losses were in his bad start to the year.
Right.
Like, once he got to the clay, he became a different animal. So Alcaraz 8 titles in 2025, which is insane. Rotterdam, Monte Carlo, Rome, Roland Garros, London, Queen's Club, Cincinnati, US Open, Tokyo, and he also made 3 finals that he didn't win in Barcelona, Wimbledon, and the Nito ATP Finals.
And he's 21, right?
Number 1 player of the year for sure. Count it. He's the man. He's the golden boy. He is the future. He is the chosen one, whatever you want to call it. And yes, he's 22 now.
22.
He's already turned pro. He's been on a tour for like 8 years, technically, at this point.
That's crazy.
Just sickening. So yeah, he's the best. 2026 is going to be a movie, I think, for these guys.
Definitely.
Can we quickly run through these comments before we let you go?
Yeah. Let's rip them. I got one pulled up right here. 1158 Scott. Connor's quote unquote record is a fraud. ATP retroactively decided about 15 Connors titles in the early 1970s, most organized by the United States Lawn Tennis Association, were ATP titles. These were incredibly weak events, all below the competitive level of ATP 250 tournaments, a few on the level of challenger tournaments held in smaller USA cities. P.S. I'm not including as frauds other titles such as Salt Lake City, Paramus, Salisbury in 1973 designated ATP titles where Connors' doubles partner and companion Nastase was entered and lost early. This left a field ranked outside the top 30 for Connors.
Love it. Love that
Talk about
revisionist history.
receipts.
Deep state operative, Jimmy Connors.
Yeah.
I love
Hey,
that.
great
That's
career.
funny. Wouldn't have known that. Thanks for posting that, Scott.
Yeah.
Geo Air Travel. Sadly, the tennis season ended here. Thank you guys for the entertaining episodes during the year. Happy B-Day, Steven. Thank you. Can't wait for 2026. Vamos, Carlitos.
Let's go. Geo Air Travel commenter of the year for sure. Yeah. Maybe we'll add that to the award show. Sour Patch Kid 92. Love these ideas. Want to hear about your top 5 matches on both men's and women's, what you think the difference between the top 10 on both men's and women's and how different they are. Is it fun to watch, or do we need more competition to challenge the top? Also, I wonder what are ways the tennis season can be so much better.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to take those suggestions and ideas and do a whole episode on that in the off season here.
Yep.
Because we got to do a due diligence. Top 5 matches. There's so many, and I got to go back and remember. I'm going to go back and watch every single match. So
yeah, exactly. Every single match that happened this year, we will be watching.
Yeah. Okay. Kathy M. First, Steven, good luck with your housing issue. About Sabalenka's off-court sponsors, being Belarusian throws a bit of a monkey wrench in that scenario. While one would think that the world number one would be a goldmine for sponsors, the political climate of Belarus, involvement / acquiescence with Russia throws cold water on that. I heard somewhere that sponsors shy away due to the equal probability of product boycott as popularity / purchase. I have not personally researched this, but it seems reasonable, and I support Ukraine and would not purchase products. Represented by Russian Belarusian people who have not denounced Putin or the war. Irina has done neither. Kasatkina has and is now Australian. Fair enough. Okay. I think that is definitely true. She would be a bigger name if she was obviously American or British or whatever. Like, absolutely.
For sure. Who knows? Like she's saying, Kasatkina has and is now Australian. Maybe we see a...
Thank you for the good luck with the housing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Then last one, another one of our commenters of the year, Brenda Johnson. We love you, Brenda. Hello to my favorite tennis podcasters. A few things. Number 1, Steven, good luck on your new home search. I went through the same thing this year. Number 2, I'm always cheering for Felix, except when he plays Carlos. I'm loyal like that. Hey, Brenda, trust me, I get it.
Like that.
Carlos is a phenomenal athlete, and he is number 1 in this new generation as he's been consistently racking up winning seasons since 2022. Number 3, I'm so glad that you give Carlos respect. You are one of the few podcasts that do. ATP Tennis would be a snooze without Carlos. Heart emoji from Brenda.
Brenda feeling a little spicy at the end of the season. I love it.
Love it, Brenda. Love it. Appreciate you the whole year, Brenda.
Yes. Okay, that's all we got for this week. We're going to get JP out the house, and we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for smashing the bell, notifications, subscribing.
Big time.
And leave your ideas in the comment section for awards categories, and we will implement them if you can get them in on time. Awards show next week. We're going to have guests in the offseason. We're going to wrap up the year. We're going to get psyched for 2026. This is the Slice Tennis Podcast with Steven Boughton and JP Hovey. Peace.